Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Ammo Wagon and Falumpaset from the Phantom Menace line. Now, as always, if you like this video and want to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's free, and it really helps out the channel. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy's packaging. So here it is. As you can see, it is pretty standard for what we saw out of the Phantom Menace line. It does have Darth Maul up here in the corner, as well as a really nicely done image of the toy with some extra figures here on the front. When you flip it around onto the side, there is another image of the toy here, and it is the same on all sides. When you flip it around onto the back, it does have that same image repeated here again, and it does also kind of show off some of the play features that this set has, and of course we'll talk about those in more detail here in just a second. There is also a brief description, and of course if you'd like to read that, you can go ahead and just pause the video. And then finally, there is just a little advert down here for some of the other figures that you could pick up around this time. So overall, pretty standard stuff. So let's go ahead and get back to the set itself here. So let me go ahead and get it all set up in frame. It does split into two pieces, which I really do like, and we'll talk about that more in just a little bit. But overall, it stands to the top of this Gungan's head here, I'd say about 7 inches tall, and it's about 7 inches tall to the top of this little blaster cannon here. Overall, it's about 12 inches long, so this set really does have some pretty nice, I guess, presence when you've got it on the shelf, which I really do like. We'll go ahead and take a look at the animal first, because frankly, it's probably the reason that I wanted this set the most. I do really love the animals of Star Wars, so I'm a little biased, but I really do like the design of this animal overall, and I think that they've done a decent job of painting it and sculpting it. It has really nice detail all over. There's really no articulation to speak of. Here at the back there is a swivel for the tail, but frankly, because of the sculpt work, you're pretty much always going to leave it sort of centered on the figure. It does also have these, I guess they're like string reins that you can put on the figure. And one thing that I do really like is that when you have the little wagon part clipped on, you can clip these reins into this little hook here so that they don't just drag on the ground, which is a really nice touch. And then of course you could also put them in the Gungan's hands or whatever. One final thing that I do really like about this figure is that there are no peg holes in the animal itself. The little ammo wagon thing just sort of sets on top of here, and that does mean that when you can't necessarily just pick the whole thing up as one unit, but what it does do is allow you to pose the animal without the cart, which I really do like. I think that was a good decision that Hasbro made. So overall, I really do like the animal, and I think it's one of the primary reasons to pick this setup. Now, moving on to the ammo wagon, it is also fairly well done. We'll start off here at the front. You can see there is a little Gungan here at the front little cart thing, and it's basically a half figure. You can't actually remove it from the cart itself. And, you know, normally I wouldn't be super thrilled about that, but I think for something like this, it definitely works out. And I think it probably reduced the original overall cost of this set, so I can't complain about it too much. There is a little action feature that he can do, and that is when you turn this little knob, he sort of jiggles his little staff back and forth. It's not the greatest feature in the world, but it's pretty streamlined so that you can't actually tell that there's an action feature there really. So I can't complain about it too much. Other than that, the little Gungan figure has a little bit of articulation here at this one shoulder, and of course this one here is articulated, but because of the action feature, it doesn't stay in place. If you wanted to as well, you could also remove this huge staff piece. It is just a removable accessory, but I think it does actually add a lot to the set, so I'll go ahead and leave it on there. Moving backwards, you can see it does have a big goofy blaster cannon thing here on the top, and you can clip these huge blue missiles in there, and whenever you pull back on this little switch here, it does fire them out. I personally don't care about action features like this too much, so one thing that they did that I really like is that they made this removable. It actually comes off in the packaging. And when you remove it, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It does leave a little bit of like plastic here, but it's not the worst thing in the world to do that. And then of course you can just clip it on. One other thing I do want to mention is that it does actually come with 2 missiles. And they are sort of nicely done. They have this kind of semi-translucent pearlescent plastic on them, which I do like. Moving down from the blaster cannon, you have these 2 huge wheels here, which the whole cart can be pulled by, which I do really like. Not much else to say about that though. You can open up this little thing in the back just like you can in the movie, and it does have a little handle on it so you can have your Jar Jar figure kind of be pulled along by it. One other thing that I do like is that you can place these big missiles in there for storage, which is, you know, both accurate to the movie and kind of a cool play feature, which I do like. The final feature on the little wagon that I do like is that there are these 2 little pegs here which you can display figures on. That way you can get a little bit more mileage out of your display. So overall, what do I think of this little action figure set thing? You know, frankly, you know, I think most people probably wouldn't say that the Gungan Battle of Naboo is their favorite part of Phantom Menace, but personally I do really like some of the designs that they came up with, and this is one of my personal favorites. So it sort of combines, you know, animals and technology, and frankly I think Hasbro did a really excellent job putting this set together. So if you like the animals of Star Wars, or you like sort of the battles of Naboo, I definitely recommend picking this thing up because I think that they did an absolutely fantastic job. I don't really have any specific complaints for it. So if you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you later.